So, I know this is a little late, but this is going to be my review of Tremors 7, Shrieker Island. Yeah. Can we just take that into account real quick? There are now 7 Tremor movies. Like, who would ever think of all the franchises to get to, like, 7 films, it'd be Tremors. Right? So, yeah. Now, I don't think I did a review of the previous Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell, which I did not like. It felt cheap. It felt just like a basic run-of-the-mill sci-fi movie. It just did not feel... It wasn't even funny. It was a low point. It was a definite low point for me, and I think for a lot of other people who watched this movie and were like, okay, this just feels cheap. And, say what you want about the previous film, Bloodlines, but Bloodlines at least felt like a somewhat of a Tremors film. But in this go-round, we now get to 7, and Shrieker Island, despite the name, this is actually a pretty good film, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm not gonna do a lot of spoilers because there's some stuff in here that you just need to see for yourself, but I do want to talk about a lot of this film, so be prepared for that. I'm not going to go into major spoiler territory, but I am going to talk about some elements of the film, so be prepared for that. It's nothing going to be too major, don't worry. So in this movie, in this story, we have a group of big game hunters who are led by a character named Bill, who is played by Tim Roth, who most of you guys would know best as the Night King from Game of Thrones. He's also been in several Rob Zombie movies, most notably 31 and 3 from Hell. So he's one of those actors who's like been in both major films and small time stuff. So Tim Roth, whenever he shows up, it's exciting. So he was cool. He's the main antagonist of this film, and basically his company's created genetically enhanced 4 Shriekers for these not 4 Shriekers, 4 Graboids for this new hunt. And what he didn't count on was the Shriekers hatching. For those who remember, Graboids then become Shriekers, who then molt and become Ass Blasters. And it's kind of refreshing to get the Shrieker again. When's the last time we had Shriekers, really? Like, think on that for a second. Like, we haven't had a Shrieker story. We haven't had Shriekers since Tremors 2 as the main villain. Which, don't even give me the whole, but they were in the beginning of Back to Perfection. Yeah, at the beginning. You don't see any of them. You don't see a lot of them in the other ones. It's just usually they skip the Shriekers and go straight to Ass Blaster. So it's nice to see the Shriekers be, like, the main villain. And it's nice to see also Graboids being the main antagonist again. It's kind of nice to have that, because it always feels like the Graboid, like, it's been feeling recently, especially, you can make the argument that it's been this way since Tremors 2, but it's always felt like, okay, the Shriekers and Ass Blasters, they're cool monsters, but like I came to see Graboids. I want to see Graboids, and it's nice to see that Graboids are being the big opponent again. They haven't really been the big opponent since Bloodlines, really. So what I like about this film, I'm sorry, the chair keeps going down. What I really like about this film is that whereas the previous movie, Cold Day in Hell, felt really cheap and felt really like, wow, we're just here so Michael Gross can get a paycheck, huh? This one feels like there's actual, legit, honest-to-God effort put in this movie. I swear to God, there are some just great shots, and this was all shot in, like, I want to say Hawaii. I think a lot of it was shot in Hawaii, and and I think they also shot it in the same places where they shot Kong Skull Island, which is cool. So it was really neat to see that kind of new, because they've all, like, since Bloodlines, they've been basically doing, okay, Graboids in Africa, Graboids in Antarctica, now we're doing, or Alaska, excuse me, and now we're doing Graboids in the tropics. At least it ain't Graboids in space. I will take what I can get, people. We haven't gotten to graboids in space yet. Don't worry. We haven't reached that level of stupid yet. But this movie, what I like the most is whereas Cold Day in Hell felt like just a cheesy movie, this actually took itself seriously. I haven't seen well, and you can make the argument that there hasn't been a Tremors movie that took itself seriously. There's always been like, yeah, it's never taken itself seriously. It's always been like a fun horror comedy. Whereas this feels it like, but at the same time, like, you could feel like it hasn't really felt like there's been any, like, real, like, what's the word? Stakes. Yeah, there hasn't been any real stakes since, I guess, Aftershocks, really. So it's nice to see a Tremors movie that, while it does have a few jokes here and there, this one takes itself, and is probably the one that takes itself the most seriously, but still recognizes, hey, we're making a Graboids movie, so we know when to switch over to, you know, being lighthearted and whatnot. So I'm glad it understood at least the first two movies' rule of, hey, know when to be serious, but also know when to have fun. Michael Gross as Burt Gummer, what more can I say? He is absolutely awesome in here. You don't get Jamie Kennedy in this movie, who has been in the last two since Bloodlines, and it feels like they were trying to make up for not having Jamie Kennedy in this movie, because we bring in Burt Gummer's ex-lover, who is Jamie Kennedy's character's mom, that we mentioned in Bloodlines and have kind of been building up to. So it kind of, and they also brought in Josh Heater, you know, Napoleon Dynamite. He's in here to be the Jamie Kennedy replacement, and it felt like, what was stopping Kennedy from being in this movie? Really, like, what was stopping him from? What was he doing? Did they just not work out a contract or whatever? Or was he busy? I don't know. But honestly, I could go without his character if I'm being real. But it still felt like, yeah, his character's not here, and it feels like it's important. While at the same time, I didn't want him here. It felt like this was important because it's his parents back together, and he's not here. And it's not that he's dead. The character isn't dead. He's just locked up in Mexico right now. So it was just weird to have, like, okay, we've now gotten to Jamie Kennedy. I forget the character's name. I don't even care, honestly. But yeah, we have Jasmine, who is Bert's ex-lover, and Bert back together, and it feels like we're missing an element. You know what I mean? And that's why we have Josh Heater's character here too. The Shrieker. Let's talk about the Shriekers real quick. The Shriekers are genetically enhanced in here, and actually have a new ability where they can shriek and cause, like, vertigo. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool trick. I'm surprised they didn't think of that until now. They also, like, there are some major nods to Predator here. And I'm not talking, like, the thermal vision, which makes no goddamn sense, because there are moments in here where they're using the thermal vision, like, it blinks, and, like, it uses the Predator sound when it's in thermal. Like, no, really. You go watch this movie. You can watch it on Netflix, honestly. You don't have to, like, rent it or whatever. This is definitely, like, if you have Netflix, you can go stream it. But, like, I swear to God, they use the same, like, heartbeat monitor and whatnot in the thermal vision for the Shriekers. It's the same thing as the Predator. And they even make a reference, oh, it's just like Predator. And there's also several other references to Predator. You'll know them when you see them. Trust me. These guys clearly wanted to make a Predator movie, but couldn't because Universal doesn't have the rights, and Disney ain't gonna be making a Predator movie anytime soon. So they were like, hey, let's make a Predator movie, but we can't make a Predator movie, so we'll make one with Tremors. Yeah, I don't know why the director and writer and everyone on the staff sounds like toddlers. I don't know why I just did that, but that's how I feel like it went down in the drawing board room. It just felt like that. Like it felt like they just wanted to make a Predator movie, but they decided they just couldn't and just went, fuck it, we'll just do Shriekers. We'll just make Graboids. We'll just do a Tremors movie, right? So, yeah. Everyone in here is good. Everyone in here is pretty decent. I do like the cinematography. This is probably some of the best cinematography I've seen in a Tremors movie. Like, they threw out... Like, this movie clearly had a budget, as opposed to Cold Day in Hell. Can you tell I didn't like that movie? I don't think you did yet. Cold Day in Hell sucks. So, Bloodlines is okay. This is probably, like... I would rank this as, like, maybe my third favorite Tremors movie. I still like Aftershock and I still really do like Aftershock, and of course you can't beat the original. But this actually might be my third favorite. The more I was watching, the more I was like getting into it. So I was like, this is pretty cool. So, anywho, I'm just curious of how they're going to continue the franchise now, because there's something big that happens in here that makes me go, so are we not gonna get a Tremors 8? Is that not gonna happen? Is that what's gonna be the case? What? Did that happen? Yes, it did. So, yeah, I do recommend it. I do recommend this movie. If you're a fan of Tremors and were kind of burned by Cold Day in Hell, I'd say give Shrieker Island a shot. It's definitely like a nice... it's a nice little blend. You're not it's a Tremors movie, first off, so keep that in mind that, yes, this is a Tremors movie, so do keep in mind that there's going to be some camp there, and it knows it's camp. But there's a legit, effort put in here in these films. I mean, in this film. And there is some low budget. There's some serious low budget in this movie. And they've been using the Graboid design that they've been using since Bloodlines. And the Shrieker design is a little off. I'll say it's a little off, but you get used to it the more you look at it. And they make the exemption of, it's genetically engineered, it's genetically altered, so of course it's going to look a little different. So I was like, all right, I'll fucking take that. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. So yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think? If you've seen it already, what did you think of Tremors 7 Shrieker Island, or just Tremors Shrieker Island? Did you guys like it? Hate it? Comment below, let me know. And what do you think they're going to do for Tremors 8? If we do get one. Anyway, so until next time, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.